My name is Harley, and I've been with my boyfriend Dan for 5 years, living together for 3. Dan means more to me than anything. He's my best friend, partner in mischief, my biggest annoyance, and my unwavering support. Life without him is unimaginable now. We both work in the food service industry, Dan as the chef, and I handle catering. His passion for food is infectious, and despite the meager pay as a line cook, seeing him do what he loves makes it worthwhile. Our job means odd hours. We often leave well past midnight, rush through dinner at home, and then sleep until late morning. Dan falls asleep effortlessly. Once his head hits the pillow, he's out. I, on the other hand, struggle to unwind, often resorting to YouTube or Reddit with headphones until sleep finally claims me, mindful not to disturb Dan, who sleeps soundly. Dan's always been a dreamer. He talks in his sleep nightly, sometimes even singing or rapping. Initially, his sleep talking was so coherent, I mistook it for wakefulness. I'd share these nighttime conversations with him in the morning. His occasional sleepwalking, however, concerns me, especially since he sleeps in the nude. Lately, his dreams have taken a strange turn, a shift that began about a year ago. It all started with unsettling dreams. I keep one earpiece in just in case he says something amusing or stirs, needing my attention. One night, Dan began tossing, whimpering like a scared child. Suddenly, he rolled over, wide-eyed and terrified. "Harley?" His voice trembled. Even with open eyes, he didn't see me, still lost in sleep. "It's okay," I soothed, cupping his face gently. "I'm right here." Dan sighed with relief, pulling me close. Throughout the night, any movement on my part would jolt him awake, frantic until reassured I hadn't left. The next morning, he recalled nothing, just a sense of a strange dream. This pattern continued for days, tense nights followed by calm ones, attributing it to work stress. Then, about a week later, things grew stranger. One night, Dan rose abruptly, heading to our bedroom window. I called out, "Dan, what's wrong?" Silent at first, he pressed a finger against the glass, peering outside. "They're coming," he muttered. "Who?" I approached, worried. Ours was a second-floor studio, facing a busy road. People passed by, but nothing explained his fear. "They want in." Dan's arm tightened around me protectively. "We can't let them. I won't let them harm you." I smiled nervously, guiding him back to bed. Nightly for a month, Dan would rise, fixated on doors or windows, muttering about keeping them out before I'd guide him back. Each morning, he'd recall nothing unusual, feeling fine until bedtime. Then one night, he bolted up, racing for the door. I leaped after him, fearing he'd run out. "They're here." His panic filled the room. He railed against the door, shouting them away, adamant they couldn't take me, punching the wall in frustration. "Danny." The sharp call seemed to snap him awake. "Huh? What?" Confusion clouded his face, wincing at his sore knuckle. I tended to it, easing him back to bed. Despite the calm, he still tossed restlessly. I grew alarmed. This wasn't mere nightmares, but something tangible to him. I urged him to see a doctor or therapist, but he brushed it off. Maybe I was overreacting, but recent events troubled me. Then, a few nights ago, Dan sat up abruptly. "Back to bed," I urged softly, but his gaze fixed on the darkest corner by the dresser. "They're here," he whispered, unblinking. "They've come." His intensity chilled me. He drew me close, urging me to protect my light from them, insisting they were otherworldly predators lurking in darkness. His earnestness shook me. Shadows seemed to shift in our apartment's corners, prompting me to keep lights on constantly. Nightmares left me drenched in sweat, details escaping me upon waking. I didn't know what was happening, but Dan's dreams terrified me more each day.